Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lili Nishma Simi Mirosi Rusbas Mordechai. Welcome to all the guests. It's time to give a hakar satayv. Tremendous hakar satayv. First of all, to the Balabas, the Saka family, big part of the shiur. Unfortunately, they're not here with us. They're in Eretz Yisrael, and business from next time. When I'm there, they're here. When I'm here, they're there. But Yeshur Koyach. I also want to give a tremendous Yeshur Koyach to Mo Landy, who came in from New York just to come for the shiur. He's flying out tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock. He just arrived now, just for the shiur. So Yeshur Koyach. We learned one thing from him, to do chazara on the plane. By the way, he did chazara on the Samakis. Good. And we can also learn from him to fly in from different cities to come for the shiur. It's not going to hurt anybody. Yeshur Koyach to Michael Chessel for the bottle of wine, the Chessel bottle of wines. Kishmoy Kenhu, Yishkoyach to Abe Tikotsky for the beautiful gift he got my son. Yeshur Koyach. Yishkoyach to you, Michael, for everything that you've done and that bottle of wine that you're about to give me. Yishkoyach. Here, bring it over here. Let me see.
Joe.
Who brought it? Joe. Yishkoyach Joe. Let's go. This is the real deal. You know. Yeah, you could. You know what? Let me go. Fine. Yishkoyach Joe. Wow, Yatir. Beautiful. Yishkoyach. Oh, I cannot forget. Fuego. We had a Fuego. He's also a big part of the show. What's your brother's name? The whole name? Marc. Last name? Akinan. Marc Akinan. Yishkoyach for the unbelievable meal. It was me, my wife, and Noam and his wife. It was unbelievable. We didn't know, so we just piled it on. But then when I found out that it's on the house, so I ordered stuff for the kiddush. It was gewaldic. Who else do I owe hakar satayv to? I owe a lot of people hakar satayv. But listen, shkach for coming out every evening is beautiful. Beis Hashem tomorrow at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, and then followed by a shiur in Hebrew in my house. No one is invited. And then Motzi Shabbos. Again, what time? Motzi Shabbos? 9? What time is Motzi Shabbos here?
Quarter to 7.
Quarter to 7? So, okay, 9 o'clock is okay. And then on Sunday morning, like about 9 o'clock in the morning, somehow, if I pull an all-nighter and I prepare a shiur, there's going to be a shiur at 9 o'clock, probably in my house. But I need to get a shiur off before the flight because I have a 1 o'clock flight. All right. Let's see what we have here. A picture of, at a wedding in Lakewood this evening, renowned musician Eli Greenzweig takes time to do the daf with Rebelli. Shkoyach. Rabbi Sai, the only musician you should be using if you're part of MDY is Eli Greenzweig from now on. Mark Ashkenazi heard that Donnie Fine is in the mall, and he came and he stopped by there. What a mishpach. I was like two brothers. They knew each other from birth. It's unbelievable. Dear Belly, it was incredible to attend your shiur live. Let me show you who's writing this. Yeah, these guys right over here. Attend your shiur live in Miami Sunday night along with my son Jay. The teenager was learning about a common line at Disney World. And Donnie was only 11, but was thrilled to attend since the current Daf Yomi topic, same as he's currently learning Mishnayos. Kiss from Hashem, as he's learning the Mishnah the night we attended. See attached picture. I forgot to mention to you in person the following tidbit. A couple of weeks ago, in the middle of the shiur, you showed a video of a luggage attendant, not a luggage attendant, he was more like a flight attendant or something. I think his name is Elior. In the airport of Eretz Yisrael, shared with you his incredible story about his car. I got in the car, listened to his parents, eventually discovered the tumor that saved his life. Here's my story with the same guy. I met him as well with my family last year when we came to Eretz Yisrael for my son Jake's Nochas Tefillah. We met Elior and he told us the same story, but here comes the Ashgacha Pratis. The Ashgacha Pratis is a one-way thing in this story. You'll see in a second. I was so inspired by his story, and you obviously were as well. I got his phone number to keep in touch. He graciously gave it to me. Hours later, after we left the airport, got to the hotel, we realized we mixed up the bags and accidentally took someone else's luggage. So Baruch Hashem, Lior gave him his phone number, and he was able to call the guy up and make him a sugar in the middle of the night to get back his suitcases. We had Jake's bar mitzvah clothing, that luggage. We needed it urgently the next day. It was a nightmare to get in touch with the airport. But I had Elior's phone number. He graciously helped search the luggage. Ultimately, it turned up. but I wanted to highlight that Ashgacha Pradas and Chesed that Eli displayed. What a true man answering my call and helping me the best he could. See attached picture with our family and Eli for last year. Thank you for your incredible hard work that you put in day out. Make the share fantastic. Chaim Hirsch, Yishkoy Chaim Hirsch. Here's Chaim Hirsch and his mishpacha. Is Elior right behind him in the back over there? You see? Givaldik. Rabbi Yisai, the Koil of the Week, sponsored by Shlomo Rubenstein in honor of Shmuel Pesach Rubenstein, becoming a bar mitzvah. The Mesita sponsors for the unity of Am Yisrael. The Paras HaChodesh last day. Shprintzy and Avrumie Gross, leading the Shmas, the yahrzeits of our fathers. Shlomo Zalman Yitzchak Aייzik, Zechus L'Bracha, and Benimin Aייzik ben Tzvi Hirsch, HaKoyed, Zechus L'Bracha. Paras HaChodesh, the Nishmas Zechariah ben Moshe, the Nishmas Chai bas Yosef. Paras HaChodesh, Ahron Fraiman, it should be a schus to rebelli, to continue siyadta dishmaya and teaching Torah to Klal Yisroel. Paras HaYoim, Dr. Marc Berkson in honor of my son Hillel Nathan on the occasion of his 9th birthday, Mazel Tov. Paras HaYoim as a schus for my son to get accepted to Mesita and to be Matzliach there. I know you are. Yishur thank you. And Paras HaChodesh, anonymous, for the schus, for an easy childbirth, for his daughter, for a healthy baby. Rabbi Yisai, Rabbi Center called me up last week with this incredible idea. I told him I'd help him out. And Reb Zev Cohen from Chicago, he's the one that initiated it originally. It's a like a combination of the two of them. OneSiyum.com. Basically, it's an initiative to finish Kol Torah, Shas, Mishnayos, Tanakh on Super Bowl Sunday. It's to like the counteract, whatever the word is, counterbalance the amazing Super Bowl. I'm Baruch Hashem going to be on a plane during the Super Bowl, but I'll get updates. Don't worry about it. No, I don't know. I don't do the Super Bowl anymore. But those who do it, so you can do it. It's Givaldik. Take on a daf, 2 daf. 30% of Shas is already taken, and the Olam is encouraged to take on a daf or 2, and then whatever. We'll see what happens. Maybe every week we'll do Shas or something. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. Rabbi Yisai, we're holding in the middle of a beautiful sugya. So it goes like this. Musagim in Shas. They're not very difficult. The question is, we had a machlokes whether or not a person who works on somebody else's, let's say, wood, he builds a table. Does he acquire his shvach, all the work that he put into it? Does it become his? And then, so he has like sort of a partnership in that kli, in that table. And then when the guy pays him for the table, he releases his share. Or no, the guy gave him wood. He built the table. It was always the guy's table, the guy that owns the wood. And he just has to pay for the work. So uman koine b'shevach kli means that the craftsman, what's a good word? Okay, the carpenter, he puts his work in. Maybe he's koine part of the kli, his shvach, his enhancement to the kli becomes a partnership in the kli itself until he gets paid for it. So it says the Gemara, we're holding literally the last words on the Amud. I don't intend to finish Amud Beis at all. I'm going to leave a bunch for tomorrow since it's a very short daf kuf. So it says the Gemara like this, let me say Eli. Perhaps Ravasi, who says that a uman, a craftsman, he acquires part of the kli, the vessel, with his work. Let him say Eli. A person gives some of his wool to a dyer, somebody to dye it. We could understand it maybe because it's Thursday night. We can understand it in a chont. You give a bunch of potatoes and beans to somebody to make a chont for you, and the guy burns the chont. So how much does he have to pay for it? He burnt it. He only has to pay for the potatoes. He only has to pay for the beans. He pays for the wool. Says the Gemara, the Mitzamrayin, the Mitzimroi v'shivchoi loy. He doesn't have to pay for the enhancement he made. So if a guy gives you a bunch of potatoes, a pound of potatoes is $5. A cholent costs $100. So did he create a cholent that was $100? Then he ruined that $100? So he owes him $100? Or no? You just have to give him the $5. Well, you would all say, oh, he gave him $5, pay back $5. No, but the $5 became worth $100. By him making a cholent, he enhanced that guy's potatoes to 100. And when he ruined it, he doesn't have the right to ruin somebody else's cholent. He ruined $100. So we're medayik, no. The made samroyin, the made simroy v'shvach. He doesn't have to pay for the enhancement. Says Gemara, lav kishigdichoy lachen afila. Isn't it that he burnt the cholent, he burnt his clothing, the whole dye situation after it was dyed, after it was a cholent? Dikishvacha, in a situation where he improved it. From the fact that he doesn't have to pay for everything is a raya that he's a partner here. Why doesn't he have to pay? Because he's a big partner. And it's his shevach. His enhancement went down and got burnt. Not the owner of the potatoes, the owner of the wool. No, what happened was that it got ruined. You can't bring any raya. It's not that it got better, it was worth $100, then it went down to zero. As soon as he put it into the pot, it was so hot, it was so bad, it was so burnt tasting, the whole pot. As soon as he dumped the potatoes in, he ruined it on the spot. So he never made the potatoes go from 5 to 100. He went from 5 to 0 on the spot. The leged shvacha, there's no shvach. Okay, but the Gemara's medayik. Fine. So this Bryce is talking about this case. But what about a case where he did improve the beged? He dyed the beged, now it's worth $100. So what would be the halacha? You're agreeing to me. He would have to pay him for the whole amount. Less the Ravasi. So it comes out that Shmuel argues on Ravasi. Ravasi is the one that established that uman koina b'shevach kli. Yeah, that's halacha number 1 that we're talking about today. That a person who enhances somebody else's product, takes a piece of wood and creates a table, he becomes a partner in the table. And Shmuel is going to argue on Ravasi. So what's the problem? A very big problem. Why? Because Ravasi has to hold like Shmuel. Why? Because as we said just literally 2 days ago and 4 days ago, that the halach is always like Shmuel when it comes to mumminus. And this is mumminus. So Shmuel would be right, Ravasi will be wrong. Now, I want to remind you of a story. It's a great story. If you open up to Daf Amud Beis, top, all the way in the top. I wouldn't do it to you if it wasn't mamish the first words. It says in Daf Amud Beis, Shmuel lo ya'il kamid Ravasi. Shmuel would not go into the bris over there in front of Ravasi. Ravasi lo ya'il kamid Rav. And then what happened? The cat came and took off a hand. Remember the story that the cat ate up the kid's hand? But it says Mefurish in the Gemara over here that Shmuel would not go into a bris before Ravasi, that Ravasi was greater than Shmuel. So here we have a situation where the Gemara says, how could it be that Ravasi says halacha against Shmuel? The halacha is like Shmuel. So just to bring out this unbelievable thing, Ravasi was much greater than Shmuel. If he came to a place with Shmuel, he goes in first, Shmuel goes in afterwards. Ravasi, the Gemara over there, the same Gemara that Pei Amud Beis. Ravasi is a Talmud of Rav. Ravasi and Rav, it doesn't even come close. Rav is much greater than Ravasi. Then Rav is much, much greater than Shmuel. Rav is the Rebbe, Ravasi is the Talmud. Ravasi gives all the covet in the world to Rav. Okay. Shmuel is not even as great as Ravasi. So Shmuel and Rav, okay. But when there's a machlokes between Rav and Shmuel, Allah is always like Shmuel when it comes to Maminus. Most of the Shas, I don't know. All the machlokes is like Shmuel. So what do you see from here? You see that everybody has their niche in life. Everybody has their specialty. And yes, Rav is greater and everything, but when it comes to Maminus, it's all Shmuel. It's unbelievable to think about. We all have our milas. Everybody has a milah. We have something that we're good at. Shmuel, he might not have been as great as Rav, but he was great at Maminus. That was his thing. Omalach Shmuel, Aromai Skinik go in December, someone in the Balabais. So says Shmuel, no. What we could say is, Aromai Skinik go in December, someone in the Balabais. That the owner gave all the ingredients, not just the wool. He also gave the dye. So the guy is only taking his hourly pay. He's not a shutuf. He's just taking hourly. If that's the case, so why does it say that if he messed up, he burnt it, he should pay for the wool? If he got all the products, the wool, the dye, and everything, so you should pay for everything. You should pay for the dye as well. So could be that Shmuel and Ravasi don't even argue here, but he's just trying to say that you can't bring a raya to Ravasi from this brisa. Okay, Tashma. So again, we're trying to find out this idea that Uman koine b'shebach kli. Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a musik and shas we have to remember. Not the concept, the words. Uman koine b'shebach kli. That the craftsman, when he does work on a kli, he actually becomes a partner in the kli until he gets paid. Tashma, hanoisin talisay lu'uman. Gemara v'hidiyai. A guy drops off his towels in the dry cleaner, and the guy finishes it, and he calls him up. He says, "Hello, I'm done with the towels. How much is it?" The guy says $50. It's $50. Why so much? He says $5 for the dry cleaning, $45 to take out all those knots you had in the strings. He didn't get it yet because he's holding the thing. Okay.
It actually happened. That's why I was in Memphis.
You weren't laughing. It was Ma'aser Shaya. You're crying.
It's a Ma'aser Shaya. It happened in Memphis, Tennessee.
To you?
So a friend of mine was there and came, picked up his towels, and they said the same. Don't ever bring it back here again until you get all those knots out. We're not doing this again.
Did he also take out all the knots on the sides? You know, those little...
No.
All of... Okay. See, it's not even a joke. It's a true story. Based on a true story. It could have been a true story. Says the Gemara. So, Gemara v'idiyai. So this is very important for us. Also, halacha l'maisa for us. I think all of us, one time or another, were over a little bit on the sisser. Because it goes like this. It says in the pasuk, let's see if I can find it here. First of all, I just want to show you this. We're going to be talking about this halacha, which we're somewhat familiar because we learned it in the Masech. I'll explain to you later. This is the guy doing the dye. Shmak. Oh. This is the halacha I'm looking for. There's a halacha that you have to pay somebody that finished doing his work, you have to pay him that day. So depending, if he finished at night, you give him in the day. Finished in the day, you have till the night. But you have to, within that 12-hour period of him finishing, you have to pay him. So if you finish that night, you give it to him in the day. Don't let it come to the night. And shouldn't leave it. So again, this is because he finished towards the evening, so you're not allowed to leave it overnight. So here's the thing. When a guy calls you up and says, "Hey, I finished. Your thing is ready," whether it's a dry cleaner, whatever it is, come pick it up. Come pick it up. I don't have to pay right away. I don't have that halacha that I must pay. However, 10 days later, you're not over on this halacha. They have to pay the guy right away. But if he dropped it off, at midday, once the guy drops it off, you must pay immediately that day. If you're not paying him for the work, just what? It's like he sold you something. He's selling you a table. You're not paying. How do you pay a carpenter? Well, that's not really how it works today. But you give him the wood, and he goes and he fashions a table out of your wood, and he gives it back to you. So it's as if we're saying that he's kind of the kli, so he's actually selling you a table now. Brand new here. You want a table here? Take the table and you pay me. You're not paying him for the hours, not paying for the work. So what kind of isser is there of baltalin? You're not paying for work. You're paying for a table. When you buy something from in a store, you're not over in baltalin. You're only over baltalin if the guy worked for you. Says Gemara Marav Mori Bereder Rav Kahana Begrada the Sar below. So this is what one of these teaser things look like. It looks something like this. One of the processes in making a garment is you have to tease it. You have to raise the nap with this kli. The leke shvacha. You're actually ruining the garment. If you think about it, it's not going to last as long once you do this. So there's no shvach. That's the Gemara. What do you mean there's no shvach? You're paying the guy to do it. Obviously, it's good for you. So for the mayav and ale. Why do you give it? The rakuche to make it softer. Kivin the rakuche hainu shvacha. That is the improvement. He made it softer. So what if it doesn't last long? Like tzricha the agri lebishte. No, there's another process called to full the clothing. It goes like this, something like this. Givaldic picture. Check this out. I like it a lot actually. Is you take the clothing and you step on it. You put a certain solution, ammonia, this, that. In those days they didn't have ammonia, so they use other stuff, not so gishmak. And you step on it. Here, let me show you. This is actual video of them doing it today. Okay, this is better. So basically, it's stamping. You see how those things going up and down? It's banging the cloth until it hardens. Oh, so Gemara says each one of those stamps, each one of those pieces of wood going up and down, bitcha, each one b'masa. He said, I'll pay you one ma for each one of those stamps. The hainu schirus. So now he's not getting paid as partnership in the product. He's getting paid for a certain act that he did. Each bang, I'm paying you one ma. So it's a little different than fashioning a table where he becomes a partner in the table. Over here, I'm paying you per ma'isa that you do, per act. So it becomes schirus. Says Gemara, but you in the beginning didn't think that we're talking about this banging. You thought he's pulling the nap or whatever. That's a right Rav Sheshes. The bo minei Rav Sheshes. Kablanos oiver olav mishum baltalan or eno oiver. We had a shayla. If somebody works for you as a kablan and you don't pay him on time, are you over on the isra of baltalan? V'omar luhu Rav Sheshes oiver. He's over. Okay, so it's a raya that in kablanos you hired a guy to pull the nap of your beged, and you don't pay him on time, you're over on baltal. Says Gemara, the Rav Sheshes pliga the Ravasi. Perhaps Rav Sheshes, Ravasi is the one that says that you become a partner, that the craftsman becomes a partner in the actual thing. Perhaps Rav Sheshes argues, Leima the Rav Sheshes, because he says that you're over on baltal. And remember, if you're a partner, the Gemara wanted to say before that you're not over, you're a partner. The Rav Sheshes pliga the Ravasi. Rav Sheshes was talking about a type of kablonos. When he asked the question, does a kablon, are you over in Baltal? He's talking about a mailman. Just be careful not to shake the table because of this video. So a kablon, I paid the guy to take a letter from here to there, and that kind of kablon doesn't improve the letter at all. It's not one of these things, hey, take this piece of cloth and do this and this and that, improve it. That's not what it is. Take this letter, bring it from A to Z. And on that, the shayla was, what if I don't pay him on time? Am I over on Baltalan or not? Says Gemara, let me just show you real quickly. This is taking a piece of gold and making it into a ring. Oh, you don't see it? Sorry. Let me start over. Because if you don't see it, maybe no one sees it on YouTube either. Just sped up a little bit. Don't worry about it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. Shlich de Garta. It's I haven't said this in a while, so I'll say it again today. We covered the Mo Landy. This guy, he was asked to bring a letter from here to there, right? So there's a Maisa where this guy he traveled long distances for his boss, and every time he drove somewhere, he'd come back with a ticket. So his boss told him finally, "I had enough of you. Next time you get a ticket, I'm firing you." So he drives on this long trip. He goes to New York, comes back to Miami, and comes to his boss and he says, I didn't get any tickets. So the boss says, wow, it's amazing. Okay, let me see the stuff. He says, oh, the stuff. Oh, yeah, I forgot the stuff in New York. I came all the way to Miami without the stuff. So the nimshal is, it's a beautiful marshal because I know a lot of people like that. There are a lot of people that are very good people. They don't do any bad. They're mamish. They're surmira. They're very nice people. It's all in the heart. It's all. They live their whole life, but they don't bring the zechus with them. They come up there and like, where's the stuff? Oh, the stuff. They go their whole life. Very nice. Everything's nice. They're nice people. They never get into a fight. They're good. But they just forgot the ikar. The ikar is you got to come here to work. You got to bring stuff with you. Mitzvahs, Torah, Maisim Tovim. That it's not enough not to get a ticket. You also have to just thought about when I was like Shlicha de Garta. See, he flew all the way to Miami. Picked up a shiur. Let me get that now. Aseli shirim nizom tabois v'kadosh l'cha. The Chanoch Teller says a Maisa where this girl, she was on a date, and she kept on telling the guy, I need a giant diamond. You better get me a good big diamond. You get it. I'm sorry, he doesn't say it like that. He says, you better get me a big stone. I need a big stone. So he's like, okay. Yeah. Then finally, he hears about the stone over and over. So he drives her, and he says, you see over there? She says, what are you showing me? It's a cemetery. When you die, I'll get you a big stone. And then he kept on driving, dropped her off by her father's house, said, adios. Look at that. But that reminded me of another Maisa. That's not a Chanoch Teller story. That I once dated a woman, and she told me she wanted all her friends have big diamonds, big diamonds. She kept on hacking me about the big diamond. So it's like, okay, what's this diamond? I didn't even know about this. Like, I noticed my mother had a diamond. I didn't know it's a thing. I didn't know, like, this, different people have different. All my friends are 2 carats, 2 carats. What's a carat? It's like, I just know she's talking about it. Anyway, fine. 2 carats. So I ended up getting engaged to her, and I told my father that this girl I'm going. She needs a big. She needs 2 carats. She says no problem. We gotta whatever she needs. We're gonna get 2 carats. Not stam. Good color. Has to be pure. No problem. So I told my father, and he says, listen, whatever she wants, that's what we're gonna get her. But my father's not even in Kailal. Kailal is like a lot of money. He never learned in Kailal in his life. He learns by himself in his house. So we're gonna have to get it. This is what she needs. This is what she wants. Fine. No, because she said, listen, all her friends, her sister-in-law, she's gonna come with a little one. Everybody has 2 and she has 1. She's not gonna look good. I could understand it. So Lamaisa, I told you the story, but I'll tell it again because I remembered from Chanoch Teller. So we got her a very nice ring, and then my shver soll sein gesund. He told my father, he said, listen, I saw that you went out of your way and you got my daughter this ring. It's unbelievable. It showed me what kind of character you are. That's it. You're not paying for a thing. I'm doing the whole wedding. I'm doing the whole everything. Don't worry. So my father gained. He paid whatever it was for the ring. It was a nice ring. She was happy. He's happy. Everybody's happy. I couldn't care less, and everything is gewaldig. I don't recommend it. Don't talk about the rings on the dates, but Lamaisa, it worked out. Kivin Shasa Mekudeshes. So when I saw that Meiser Chanoch Torah, I couldn't believe it. It's like, what a... Says the Gemara, Kivin Shasa Mekudeshes Meir. You know the Meiser, right, Mo?
I remember.
That's all Meiser. Chamar Mekudeshes Mekudeshes. What? What are you saying? What are you tying though? What? No, man.
I said your wife's birthday. I hope you got another one. Then don't repeat.
Chamar Taka. Oh, it's not her birthday. That's what I was trying to tell you.
He's making a joke.
No, I didn't. No, I'm told the waiter that's her birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday! It's 4 months ago. That's what he was saying. People in Fuego have birthdays all the time. I was we had no idea. It was time to be sticky. Listen, you know what I'm saying? If they're not paying, what do they care? They get, take whatever you can get from there for free. It's unbelievable. Oh, sorry. Kivin Shasa, and so this woman says, listen, make me a ring. So Kivin Shasa Mukudeshes, as soon as he makes it, the ring, she becomes Mukudesh, Dir Remeir. So what's going on here? Remeir says she becomes engaged right away. Let me just, okay. Remeir says she becomes Mukudesh right away. Chavam say no, it has to come to her. So what comes to her, what doesn't come to her? My mama, what exactly is she receiving here? Eli Moisa mama, that ring. So when she receives the ring, Mekudesh. And Remeir says she's Mekudesh when the ring is finished, it's in the store, she becomes Mekudesh, it makes no sense. Eli Moisa mama, Klal Remeir, so Moisa mama in Loi, Elmai Mekacha. So how exactly did she become Mekudesh as if the ring is not there? Elab Shita my mama. It means that he has to add something, he has to give her something else. Oh, Rabbi, here we go. Another Yisoid in Shas. Beautiful. That when here, actually we have a good, let me just see where it is. Oh, I'm still on this, sorry. You don't want to go through this with me, do you? No, that's the next one. No, I gotta hold on. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. Let me just find this thing because he has a very nice. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Here we go. Now I can show it to you. Means that every time a guy does work on this object, you hired him to build a table. So every time he knocks the hammer, you owe him a quarter. Each time you owe him a quarter, it becomes a loan. Yeah, the guy works on the table for a week. It's not pshat that you owe him the amount of the table all the way at the end on the last day when he finished the table. You owe him every single time he accumulates one pruta, let's call it a quarter, 25 cents, you owe him that amount. So now there's a loan. Now you owe him 25 cents. He continues working on the table, now you owe him 50 cents. He continues working, now you owe him 75 cents. And it just accumulates until then. And at the end, you owe him $500. But at every given moment, you owe him a little bit more. Now, if I'm making a ring for this guy's making a ring for his kala. So he keeps on improving the ring. She said, make a ring for me. So he made 25 cents worth of the ring. Now she owes him 25 cents. He made $1,000 worth of the ring. Now she owes him 1,000. Now we have a problem. You cannot be mekadesh a woman with a loan. She keeps on owing him money all the way to the end, to the last moment. So it's a halva. So how exactly is she going to get engaged here? You have to give her something. You can't be moichel her alone. That doesn't work for kiddushin. Here, one more. This guy is working, and at the end, it's $125. I'll take out the word halva. That's a mistake. I'll take that out. I just noticed it there now. Halva doesn't really work there. It's more like you give it to them, it goes together. It's not a loan. In this case, it's not. According to this mandam, it's not a loan.
What if it breaks or burns in the middle? Then it's a loan. If it burns, while he's in the middle of working on it, it burns. It's still a loan. Is it a loan, or only the loan is due when it's finally finished?
No, so the retroactively, it's a loan. I hear what you're saying. If it burns down, you'd be chayiv. Okay. Says Gemara. Yesh l'schirus mitchilat soif. Udukul alma sar. Oh. Where are we holding? V'savrua the kule alma yesh l'schirus mitchilat soif. So, yeah, thank you, Mark. I don't know how he did that from the plane. Okay, check this out. This is the sugya in 10 seconds. You ready? We have 3 concepts in Shas. The one we're talking about, uman koine b'shvach kli. When somebody fashions a table, does he acquire it as he's working it? It becomes his. He becomes a partner. Then we have another concept. Hamakadesh b'milva einam kudeshes. That's what I just discussed now. That you cannot be moichel if you tell a woman, you know the $1 million you borrowed from me, you don't have to pay it back. And in that hana, get married to me? No, doesn't work. Yeah, hana, forget it. Okay, I knew you were going to jump on that. Hamakadesh b'milva, forget the hana. If I'm being moichel you and you could, no, doesn't work. Fine. And then you have the other concept, yeshin l'schirus b'tchilat soif, the hammer. That every time there's a bang, every time there's an addition of 25 cents, it becomes a loan. Another 25, another loan. So check this out. We could say that everybody agrees to the two things on the left, and we have a machlokes whether or not the person acquires part of the kli as he works. But we could also say no, that there's no machlokes in that. The machlokes is really mishlas chiz mitchilat soif. Do you pay every pruta? Do you owe that, or no? You just wait until the job is over. Or you could say the machlokes is makash b'milva and kudashes. Or you could also say that everybody agrees to all 3, and Rabbi has his own little pshat afterwards. Okay, that's the whole thing right here. But when you see it in front of you, it's a lot easier because it could get just the words start getting flying all over the place. So says the Gemara. You see where the dalet is? And we're going to hold the kuli alma yeshn l'schirus mitchilat soif. That's on the left. Everybody holds that as a craftsman does his work, he accumulates loans. One after pruta by pruta by pruta, the person owes him every pruta. Therefore, I cannot use the loan that she owes me as I'm fashioning this ring for the kala. Now she owes me $1, then $2,000, $5,000, $100,000. Now that there are a bunch of loans here, and then I am moichel her all those loans. That doesn't work for kiddushin. So everybody's going to agree to those 2 concepts.
Why doesn't it work? It's not a shavia. It's a shavia.
No, it's not shavia pruta. There's no shavia pruta. You have to give something to the woman, and you didn't give anything. It's all in the air. You took a chayv and you ripped it up. You didn't give her shavia pruta. My love, be'uman koine b'shevach kli gomevli. So then, what is the whole machlokes? We were trying to say that we have a machlokes tanoim whether or not a person, a craftsman, acquires part of the kli. Oh, so here's the machlokes. Uman koine b'shevach. You see where the machlokes is? All the way to the right. The Remeir Savar uman koine b'shevach kli. Rabbanan Savri ein uman koine b'shevach kli. So the Gemara loy. Now it becomes very pashut. The kuli alma ein uman koine b'shevach kli. Everybody's gonna argue on Ravasi and say no. We could say this. Everybody argues and says ein uman koine b'shevach kli. Just I threw in the word ein. It doesn't. He doesn't become a partner. The machlokes is there money all the way at the end that I could give to the kala in the ring, or there's no money in the ring? It's just a bunch of loans. Or you could say say no. The one on the right and the one on the left is no machlokes. So where is the machlokes? If I'm moichel, a woman alone, I say the $1 million you owe me is gone, she becomes mekudesh. Rabbanan Sarbi mekadesh b'milva and mekudeshes. Rabbanan hold not. Tzadik Tes Amud Beis, sponsored by Greg Haber for the success and the return of our hostages and chayalim and for the Zechus for Klal Yisroel. We're 40 minutes into this. Rava says no machlokes in all 3 of these. Everybody agrees that the craftsman doesn't become a partner in the kli. Everybody agrees that if I am moichel alone, it's not a good kedushin. Everybody agrees that when somebody fashions something for me, every pruta that goes into it becomes, he owes it to me on the spot, and it's a loan. Rav Amar, the kula am yesh l'schus mitchilat soif. Udi kula am kadosh mimu beinam kudash. Udi kula am einu kodim b'shevach kli. Elochem ha'yaskina ki goin shoysev l'noivech mishaloi. Noifech saper v'yaloi. Remember those? Noivech is a type of a stone. He added a stone. Not only did he give her the ring is worthless now because it's a big loan, the ring, so he can't give it to her. But he added a diamond or a noifech, he added a type of jewel to the ring. So what's the shaila? If you remember from Kedushin, we had this question. When a person tells a woman, I'm moichel you $1 million, plus I'm giving you $25 gift certificate to Best Buy. Does she care about the $25? She cares that he was now moichel $1 million. That's what she's going to jump up and down with. But guess what? The $1 million does nothing. It's not Kiddushin. And the $25 she wasn't thinking about. So it's not a Kiddushin. So over here, he gave her a beautiful ring that she gave him the gold. She said, make me a ring. And then it turns out that the real Kiddushin is one tiny diamond there. You don't even see it. It's on the underside over here. Shkoyach. It has a pruta, but she doesn't even care about it. She cares about that she's getting a free ring now. When somebody's moichel a big loan, plus he gives her a pruta, she has a mind for the pruta. It is a good kedushin. Rabban Sabri milva pruta daita milva. No, she's more excited that her big loan is nimchal and the pruta is garnished. Over it's much more than a pruta. It's a noifach, but afapikein. Where's her das? Her das is on the loan, not on the jewel.
Klal, he doesn't have to say Ariyat Mekudeshesli with whatever it may be.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, but then her mind will go to it because he said it.
He doesn't say with the knife. He says Ariyat Mekudeshesli b'tzeh. Like nobody says what's on the ring here, but the bazu, and the bas is just a mechila of a loan, and there's really what he meant is that little jewel that he added, and that's already too late. Famous machloikis. He says, so this is old machloikis. This is another machloikis. With the work that I once did for you, obviously that's not a kiddushin, because it already happened. He's not giving her anything new. You should become a kuddush with what I will work for you. That's good. So Rabbi Nosson here. Let's just. Okay, here it is. This is the machlokes we had. That if he adds another jewel to it, so according to Chachamim, her mind is on the loan and it's nothing. According to her mayor, her mind is on the pruta and it's good. Now, all what we're doing is we're just adding a little bit. It's not. I know there's a lot of boxes here, but it's garnished. We just said when a sisi. You see the line of sisi? If a guy says you should become a kodesh to me with the work I did for you last year, everybody agrees it's nothing. A bunch of X's. Essa, I will do for you. According to Tanakama, it works. But we'll see that according to Reb Nosson and Rebbe Yehuda, which is Rebbe on the bottom, it doesn't work. Okay? We're in the Essa column. Fine. So, says Rebbe Nosson, even though he says, I will do this for you in a week, not Mekudesh. Certainly on what I did for you. Rebbe Yehuda Anasi Yomer, which is Rebbe, he agrees to Rebbe Nosson. Just what he adds, that's the machlokes that we just discussed a second ago. What if he adds a small stone? In other words, Rebbe on the bottom says, go to the left, all the way to the left. I'm going to add a stone, then it works. But Rebbe Nosson doesn't agree to that. Rebbe Nosson has the opinion that if you add a stone, it doesn't work. But we have another machlokes tanaim, exactly what we just said. If I add a stone, mekudesh or not mekudesh?
It's only an essay. It's not in the past.
No, the stone or not the stone?
Adding the stone is...
No, so it's not even an essay. This is... And it's a different case. Essa is no good. I will do is there's an X. You see, there's an X by Essa. But by the way, if I add a stone to the ring and I give it to you, on that Rebbe says it works. A different case. Ben Tanakama l'Reb Nasan, ikibenayu schirus. Ben Reb Nasan l'Reb Yehuda Nasi, ikibenayu milva upruta. So then I've given between Tanakama and Reb Nasan. Tanakama says that Ese, I will do for you, works because Tanakama holds Yeshan l'schirus mitchivat soif. And he says it doesn't work. And Ben Reb Nasan l'Reb Yehuda Nasi. The last ones that we just said is the shaila is milvo pruta. If I add a stone to the ring, does she have a mind on the stone? Omer Shmuel, brand new sugya. Omer Shmuel tabachuma chekilkel. You give your animal to, for instance, I know Mendy was telling me because Mendy used to be a diamond dealer. He still is a shtickle, but in the diamond business, if you give your stone to somebody you give like a rough stone. You tell the guy, do whatever with it, and he breaks it. Guess what? He's potter. That's how it works. Because all he needs to do is break 2 stones, and he's out of business for life. He can't afford to break a stone. It's a $30,000 stone, and then so you have to accept that if a guy tries to smooth it out and shape the stone, if he breaks it, that's part of the business. He's not chayiv. But there are other businesses, like a tabach, like a sheichet. I give you an animal. I say, hey, take this animal, shecht it for me. And you mess up. You shecht it the wrong way. And there's many ways you can do to mess it up. Chayiv. Chayiv l'shalem, maziku peshayahu. He's not only a damager, he's negligent. The Gemara is going to say, what's the double lashon? Just a few days ago, was the yahrzeit of Rabbi Yisrael Salanter. He comes to a city. And some guy sees that he, rabbi with a beard. He says, "Hey, are you shoichet?" He says, "No, I'm not shoichet." So Yisrael Salanter, a few minutes later, walks over to the guy that asked him if he's a shoichet. He says, "Hey, you have $100 to lend me?" $100. You just walked into the city. Why should I lend you? He says, "That's my point. I just walked into the city and you're asking me if I'm a shoichet. And if I told you yes, I'm a shoichet, you're gonna trust me? You could trust me that I know how to shecht? You don't even know who I am. $100 you wouldn't lend me, but you would trust me. Shchita. It doesn't work like that." Says the Gemara, it says if you told him, hey, shecht me on this side of the animal, you shecht it on, you messed up, you have to pay. Says the Gemara, why do you have to say a double lashon? Not only is he a damager, but he's also negligent. Says the Gemara, mazik who have amina hanimi leichadikov besachar. As we're going to see, there's a nafkamina whether or not a guy gets paid or not. But over here, the Gemara says, I would think because he got paid. But if he didn't get paid at all, I would think that he's not chayiv. You're negligent. And when you're a shomer chinam, see, I think he just threw in here. He threw in the charts. Shomer chinam on pshia on top. You see, it says pshia chayiv. You can't be negligent. So what if you did it for free? You can't be negligent. Oh, here. I don't think we're going to get there today, but the way it's very interesting just to mention it, and we have a nice chart for it. You see those ridges, the rings in the trachea? The halacha is the knife has to go through one ring and it can't go into another ring. And if it goes into another ring, it's treif. So the shaycha really has to know what he's doing. And it's called agrama. Fine. That's not so much this depiction as much as we're going to have later. Akal Barim says Gemara like this. How much time? Not even finished. No, I'm looking at the minutes of the share. What if you give your animal, this is our case, right? He gives his animal to shaykhet and he makes it a nevela. Uman potter. If he's a professional, he's potter. Head yoid chayav. If he's not a professional, he's chayav. So this is a problem. Vimlois and sachar, and if he pays, bein head yoid, bein uman chayav. So what do? There's a stira. So Rav Chama bar Guria Ashmul. Over here it says Mefurash. First of all, that a woman is potter. But if he gets paid, he's chayav. Mashma, yeah. And if he doesn't get paid, potter. It's crazy lashon. Your head is basically empty. You have no head. It's ikor. Ikor is like it's dirty. You have a messed up mind. It's so another Talmud comes, asks him the same question. Stira. Now I'm going to give you the same dose I gave your friend. I called him a brainless man. You're also no better. You and your friend, you're asking me on Rabbanon a question from Rabbanon. I was talking about Remeir. How come you didn't look into my words? Mark. Talking about a course of Toiv. I forgot to say Yishkoyach to Mark Ashkenazi on the plane, on the train, where he is right now. He's in midair. He's because I forgot to put the screen back. He did it. It's like this, yeah. And he pushed the button on the plane. It went like that. It's not joking. It's unbelievable that we need the tech guys and it's hard for me to wake those guys up at 4 a.m. in Eretz Yisrael. And he for the last week he's been doing it every day. Shkoyach Mark. Amalei dags mili 2 shiur a day he does. The Hebrew also. Amalei dags mili shani oimer maziku pushehu nasakoimer lo yishchoit mikan v'shachol mikan. Man is le'asvara. You should have listened to what I was saying, and you should have known that being negligent, doing it this way is being negligent, and that goes only according to Remeir. You should have known that's Remeir. Remeir is the one that holds that you should have known. Now the Gemara is going to say, well, where did Remeir say this? And these Talmidim should have known right away that it's the Remeir who he's talking about. Hey Remeir, Eli Mahal Remeir, the stank Shori Balabim Sereb and all the fun of Karoy, but of Hizik. Let me see if we have it here. Oh, this case, these are just you remember this, right? Kitzer, the Ruach Mitzuya, the Ruach She'en Mitzuya knocked open the door, he helped him. But let's say he locked up this animal and he locked it Karoy. Normal, it's in those days, normal was like a cardboard box, sort of. B'yatzav hizik, and it came out. Bein tam bein muad, whether he did it 3 times or less, chayav divrei Meir. Meir is the one that says chayav. You have to take more liability over here. Says Gemara, no, that's not the Remeir I'm talking about. It's not a shaila of svara. It was just a question of how to learn the psukim. So which Remeir is the one that says you're negligent, you have to pay? It's not How about this case? You guys remember this one? We could do without the screaming thing. The red Avi factor, Rosh Hashiva frak. He messed up on the die. Remeir So here's a Remeir that says that he's negligent, he has to pay. So by us also, by the Shechita, he has to pay. It's Remeir. So no, it says no. Over there, he did it with his own hands. He literally dyed the cloth instead of black. He dyed it red. He's mamish, not negligent. He didn't even dye him, and he stole it from him sort of by dyeing it like that. Elo Remeir. So which Remeir is it's not? Nishber Kadar Silka. Oh, I should have a picture here. He broke his jug and he didn't get rid of it. His camel fell and he didn't pick him up. If the damage other people, he's chayav. He's potter. Oh, boys, I'll remind you. Here's another one. This is Niskal Pishah, the Machlaikas we had a long time ago. This is improved because the first one he fell over a brick, then over here he fell over himself. And this guy fell over him, and then this guy fell over that guy. Remember? So if you... Yeah. So that's the shaila of Niskal Pishah. By you falling, tripping over yourself, are you Pishah, not Pishah? Oh. So that's where Meir holds he's chayav. He holds the guy liable. And when he goes and he shechs the animal and he trapes it up, That's the Remeir that's going to say he's liable. Don't ask me questions, says Shmuel, from a brisa that's not Remeir, it's Rabbanon. A professional shoichet that ruins the shchita chayav, he has to pay. Even if he's a professional like those in tzipari. There was a story in the shul of mine. Rav Yochanan said, if you're a professional for chickens, I'll make you potter, not chayav. Like Kashya, kam b'chinam, kam b'sachar. When he gets money for it, then he has to pay for it. When it's for free, then he doesn't have to pay. If you want your shoichet to be liable for mess ups, yakdim loy dinner. If you pay him a dinner, then it'll be chayav. Let's just do 3 more lines here. Here, this is what it looks like. This is how they used to make flour back in the day. So, it says like this. I'll just read. You can keep on watching. And he didn't soak the wheat. Vasan subin. Instead of soaking it normally, he just threw it in there and he made it bread. On more on a different type of bread. You send the flour to the baker. Vasai pasni poilin. He made a terrible bread, a bread that crumbles. He sent your animal to shoichet. He made it in a vela. It doesn't say that he got money. It says because he's like a shomer sachar. Not that he got paid. He becomes like. So it's a big problem. Even when he didn't get paid, he's chayav. It says not kin noisa, but noisa sachar. He actually got paid. When he gets paid, then he's chayav. When he doesn't get paid, he's potter a boisai. Have a wonderful day.